Cassie just filed a lawsuit against Diddy, and she's alleging some pretty disturbing things. So I want to start with a trigger warning.
Rapper and maker Diddy Combs is confronting upsetting new claims. She saw no chance to get out other than doing everything he said to her. To do, how might we get a tape of this? I'm moving to send it to you. I will email it to you, email me. It seems like the world doesn't show a lot of adoration for sibling love Diddy in the new days. And this man is fundamentally choking under the developing heap of horrendous claims coming his direction. I'm talking not only a couple of casualties approaching not official, more paper claims are thumping on his entryway. Now, after the progress of Cassie's claim, more casualties of the music mogile see there's equity toward the finish of this passage of many years of misery. And they are coming for Diddy's cash and opportunity. And it might simply look, he will lose both, began great, yet bit by bit, it deteriorated, and more awful to the point that she was trapped in this endless loop. How about we plunge into the allegations and see whether Diddy will actually want to move away now as effectively as it was with Cassie New off the impact points of Cassie's claim. Euphoria Dickerson Neal Ventures into the ring recording an objection in the Manhattan High Court, portraying the detestations of her experience. With Dry, the recording incorporates claims the hip jump magnate gave her substances that quieted her into an actual state where she couldn't autonomously stand or walk. Delight is coming after huge number of compensatory harms, asserting Diddy left her in mental and profound trouble, torment, and languishing over years. The subtleties are stunning. Repeating Cassie's cases, charges are terrible. And on the off chance that you incorporate Sean Diddy, Combs as well as his partners, this is truly the third claim. Yet here's a curved bliss, going for the gold $100 million for what she persevered as her documenting claims. Still today, Mrs. Dickerson keeps on chipping away at her close-to-home well-being monetary recuperation and completing her professional education. Looking for responsibility from quiets under the law is another move toward that excursion. So this woman strikingly depicted in the documenting how Diddy spiked her beverage. While she momentarily left it unattended, in the consequence, she was unable to stand or stroll on her own, leaving her defenseless against Diddy's impulses. They probably went through the night together. And remembering these recollections resembles a bad dream for her. As per her, Diddy recorded the entire thing and passed it around the music business to screw with Satisfaction standing. That oddity off things, yet him recording. And all that like that. You realized what was happening as the casualty reviews in her recording days. After the fact, after the experience with the music tycoon, a male companion uncovered to her he had watched the whole thing, as the recording states. After sickened missed, to seen after frightened Mrs. Dickerson asked the number of others, saw it, to which he answered everybody from that point. Dickerson claims her life went into a tail turn. She was confessed to emergency clinic for serious wretchedness. It resembles a holding thrill ride, yet sadly, it's genuine. Folks and such individuals as sibling love are strolling among us. Well, the discussion about Diddy's mysterious life has forever been hence. Yet who might have seen these behind-the-stage stories? Now Diddy needs to equip with the best attorneys in the country to settle each claim coming his direction receives to the table. Essentially, so to wrap up the investigation, do you accept this will go to preliminary, or are you foreseeing a monetary repayment in spite of her profound torment? Bliss continued on in the music business, handling a job at a DJ administration organization. Clearly, she even attempted to go to the police, yet they told her she expected to track down the tape first to back her proof. With such a lot of disillusionment, Delight had gone through many years, residing with injury and disgrace, until Cassie approached with comparative cases, expressing that Diddy constrained her to participate in cozy demonstrations with male specialists. While shooting these experiences, Euphoria likewise guaranteed that perusing Cass' claim subtleties, she was remembering her own awful experience with Diddy, and this gave her expect equity. Now Cassie documenting is only one major wreck, folks, that asserts that she was caught in an inn for quite a long time and was coordinated to cover herself with oil. and have closeness with different men, some of the time in veils and ensembles, as ladies guarantee they are looking to some way or another make up for the long periods of enduring and agony. And seeing Diddy losing all his influence and abundance is the best vengeance. You should be considered responsible for your activities. Since I'm not the first and perhaps not the last individual that you will do this to now, it appears as though Diddy isn't getting away from the torrential slide of allegations, and many individuals fundamentally request to make him pay for all that he had finished with his opportunity. As one individual remarked, in addition to the fact that it is chaotic, its enormous ocean will accept any penalty for this. He's all will imprison, and another client added one there. Without a doubt, nobody stays at the top perpetually. It was inevitable that his past planned to make up for lost time to him, yet folks, it's not fans the showbiz has been humming to. And they have their own tattles that propose that those recordings and photographs made a just 50 penny in any event. Affirming seeing unequivocal film of Cassie that was more awful than what was coursing. And he even cases it would a distinction for him to help the reason and direct the narrative enduring Diddy and folks. With how much claims and allegations coming, I believe, it will be a legendary experience for some seasons and episodes. Definitely does he has at least some idea that yes-o check it. How far lengthy in the process are you all of that we feeling the tangled snare of claims and upsetting disclosures encompassing Diddy is out and out a Hollywood blockbuster who necessitates dramas. When you have this degree of dramatization unfurling in the music business, yet you see Diddy has a past filled with fights in court against ladies previously, and each time he figured out how to quiet everything with cash. There's Cindy Lou Diddy's own cook, who recorded a claim in California in 2017. Then in 2019, Ji Hun, an ex, stood in opposition to her therapy by Diddy. In a meeting she supported Cassie's story with her own cases. And surprisingly, more he demanded that everybody in Diddy's circle permitted him to act like a beast and abuse her on various occasions. I could see him coming at someone hard like that. And when you pay attention to what the casualties had persevered through, it turns everything inside the stomach, as of Diddy's now and again Hex's Gina. Uncovered, he trampled my stomach, truly hard, like deflated my breath. I was unable to inhale. And I was unable to inhale. He continued hitting me. I was arguing to him. Could you at any point stop? I can't inhale. Everything felt like a lost case for these women. As of not long ago, the documenting of Cassie's claim in November 2023 presented to everything back to the surface and started another expectation for numerous abused casualties. Couldn't be more limit. And stunning, definitely not. Incredibly Diddy representative denied the charges, excusing each and every story as created. And not dependable, they chatted up to a cash snatch, expressing this somewhat late claim is an illustration of how a benevolent regulation can be flipped completely around. Misty CMS never contacted her, and she embroils organizations that didn't exist yet. Here's the wind. There's another player around utilizing the pen name, though she's venturing forward with a new claim, asserting that she and a companion experienced Diddy and are in corridor at a music industry occasion. Now this is by all accounts the death of Diddy's rule, as far as we might be concerned. And we should check whether this large number of cases will have sufficient ability to go against the strong music big shot a superfluous battle. Since we have the ability to would anything we like to do, the show is not even close to finished. And we could see Diddy in court as an early Christmas present, folks, with 3 claims on the table and the potential for more turning into a genuine legitimate adventure. Understands what different charges could surface against the famous music tycoon. And the number of casualties that poor person approach yet after this man has been in many fights over years. Yet some way or another nobody had at any point ventured to make him face any charges. You just got like a 0.1% likelihood of coming out on top. Now, Diddy will battle for his opportunity. And he has encircled himself with a group of shrewd legal counselors who look for the precarious ways of getting him out of this wreck. as they are asserting this multitude of ladies are lying the New York lawmaker unquestionably didn't expect the grown-up survivors act to be taken advantage of by tricksters. The general population ought to be wary and not hurry to acknowledge these fake charges, but rather taking into account the casual portrayals of his past way of behaving combined with serious claims about compelling and shooting private communications. Despite ladies' desire to the contrary, the music head honcho will join R. Kelly in prison, and hopefully that he will be appropriately rebuffed for his nauseating demonstrations, the trepidation and urgency in his activities to quietness them say a lot, and to waive these charges away sibling love necessities to discharge his ledger to quiet everybody. And I won't actually be discussing, no more you understand what I'm talking about. It's something that you realize now in regards to Diddy's reaction to